Hey guys, what's up? It's Axeloof here. Today we're going to be reacting to the Wings of Redemption situation, which, if you don't know, is about Wings of Redemption,
I can't take this shit no more, man.
Lolcow apparently abusing his wife on camera. And we're also going to be talking about why it's bad that Boogie thinks he can grandstand in this situation. Now, if you're currently unaware of the recent Wings of Redemption situation, here's a quick rundown. Wings of Redemption, Keemstar, Boogie 2988, and a bunch of other Lolcows, including Kid Behind the Camera and Billy the Fridge, went to a cabin where they were essentially going to have fat people summer camp, even though half the people there aren't fat, and film it on camera for the Lolcow podcast. And there are other various Lolcow shows, like I think Lolcow Queens, I think Lolcow Cafe, and a bunch of the other shows. Anyway, apparently, while at this cabin, Wings of Redemption is caught on camera pushing his wife and almost getting into a fight with Keemstar. And then previously on the way there, also caught by somebody named Twiggy on camera slapping his wife while in the car. Now, we'll be reacting to both of these clips, but I want to put on a quick disclaimer. I'm not encouraging anyone to go harass or go make fun of anybody mentioned in this video, and if you do, you're annoying and you should stop, okay? The worst thing you can do as a person viewing content on the internet is take what somebody has said and given you their opinion and choose to harass somebody the video might be about. Please don't do that. Thank you. Okay, now getting into the first clip.
Everything's my fault. Multiple different fucking challenges with the internet and everything else. People criticizing me, mainly Wings, for picking this place. When it's like, dude, what am I supposed to do? Fly down and scout the place and check out stuff? Like, you know what I mean? I don't have time for that. I gotta do a show every fucking day.
Here's a mistake that you made.
Before we get into the clip of Wings pushing his wife, I just want to say to Keemstar, yeah, that's kind of your job. When you're setting up an event and you're putting together something like this, the idea is that you have a plan for the venue. You know exactly what's going to happen. You can go to the venue before the event so you can plan for space, plan for where things are going to be stored, security, all that type of stuff. The idea that you just don't go to a place before the whole thing starts to see what it's like because you don't have time, well, make time. That's part of your job, okay? When you're setting up an event, when you're an organizer, you don't just put something somewhere and hope everything works out. I can comfortably say he pushed her. Like, I was watching Wings and Kelly try to, explain this away, but he pushed her. Looking at this video multiple times, he pushed her. She gets in his way, he elbows her in the chest, and she falls on the table. Now, there are some people going to be like, well, is that even a push? Yeah, it's a push. It's effectively a push, okay? He pushed her. And even if you don't want to call it a push, he put his hands on his wife. That's it. That's the bottom line, okay? He put his hands on his wife, and she ended up being hurt on the table. That's it, okay? And we can clearly see what happens in the clip. Now, this thing, I don't know what caused this reaction from Wings. I'd have to dig into that a little bit more, and I probably will. But from this clip alone, just taking it in its isolation, he pushed his wife, which is one of the most awful things you can do on camera. One of the most awful things you can do, period, okay? Putting your hands on your wife, putting your hands on your significant other is awful, okay? You're supposed to love this person and care for them, and you're putting your hands on them. You're hurting them. What's up with that, right? That's bad. That's really bad, okay? And I don't know how anybody's taking it seriously when he tries to cope on stream. Like, we all saw the video. We all saw it happen. You pushed her. Okay? It could be 5 a.m. on a Saturday, and you pushed her. Keemstar could have told you that you're fat and try to kill you, you still pushed your wife, okay? That's it, all right? It's over. However, I, again, do not know what precipitated this aggression or even who it was aimed at. It looked like he was still mad at Keem, but I don't have the full context of what happened. So to get it, I'm going to have to dig through the Lolcow podcast, and I don't really want to do that, or Lolcow Live, whatever it's called. But whatever. I'll look through it at some point, and I'll update the video if need be, or I'll put like a message in the description or a comment in the comments or something. But he still pushed her. He pushed his wife on camera. I don't understand why there's any dispute about that. He pushed her, okay? We can clearly see what happens. But what happened before that isn't as important as what happened on camera. Just wanted to say that before we continue. Now, there's another clip of him hitting Kelly or slapping her while they're in the car. Now, again, I don't know what precipitated this action before the camera started rolling, but on camera in the clip, it's a little bit deeper than the one I just showed.
When you start seeing it go up, now you go.
We made it so far.
Stop! Stop! Yep, there you go.
Oh my god.
Now, before anybody says anything, I'm not going to say that this doesn't look bad. It looks really bad. And he does look really angry. But looking at this video, he didn't just slap her, okay? It looks like he very aggressively grabbed her wrist to try to get her to stop honking the horn after he said stop multiple times, which I don't know if I would have done in that situation. It seems like he was already kind of angry and it kind of escalated out of nowhere, but he didn't just hit her for no reason. Not to say that there's a reason for an abuse. I wouldn't even call this abuse. I'd call it taking out your anger in an awful way. And you know what? I don't even think I'm qualified to say if it's abuse or not. I'm just saying that it doesn't look like he just slapped her just because, or slapped her getting angry out of nowhere. It looked like she was honking at traffic, which you're really not supposed to do. And he told her to stop. She didn't stop. So he tried forcefully, I'm going to admit very forcefully, to grab her hand and get it away from the wheel, which I definitely wouldn't have done in his situation. But again, I don't know if I'd call this abuse. But it seems like that's the way it's being painted. And if you want to paint it that way, go ahead. I guess that's your opinion. But I don't know if I'd call this abuse. Not to say that it's not bad or that I wouldn't have done it in this situation. But I don't think it's risen to that level of abuse. Okay? However, in the background, we can hear something. We can hear Tina. If you don't know who Tina is, good for you. But you can hear Tina go, see? Or there it is, or something along those lines. And I don't understand what that's supposed to do. Now, I might be digging into the comment a little bit, but it almost seems like they're trying to make him look bad. Because if you go through this whole press conference, which I'll leave a clip to it in the description that they hold, they almost attempt to like paint Wing. They almost try to disown Wings like from the get-go, which I guess you kind of have to do because again, this looks awful and it is smearing their brand. But they're also having the guy who faked cancer sit in the front row and morally grandstand about why spousal abuse is bad when he's probably the only one there who should shut up about any sort of morality when he hasn't even fully apologized for the cancer thing because, yeah, doing fun punishments on the internet for money is fine and stuff, and flipping out and manipulating people is truly awful, but he hasn't done anything to truly, he hasn't suffered any consequences. So what, he got a liar tattoo. He's been using alcohol and he grew a beard over it to cover it. So what, he had to do punishments. Okay, one punishment, all right, or two punishments, okay? Picking up trash on the side of the road for 45 minutes to an hour, okay, bud. And you might be saying, well, he's a bigger guy and it's a bigger problem for him because, you know, he's not that strong, it's really hot, whatever. But that's not a real punishment, okay? He faked cancer, he lied about it, he grifted on it, and then attempted to manipulate everyone into letting him get off by saying it was the last thing he was going to go down with. That thing being his medical records, okay? And suicide baiting everyone into, letting him get off, okay? I think that's pretty bad, all right? I don't understand why he's allowed to do all of that for multiple months to a couple years and allowed to sit in the front row at the press conference and morally grandstand while we're disowning Wings within a fraction of a second, okay? And again, the Wings thing is bad. I'm not saying it's not bad and they shouldn't distance themselves from it, but if they're going to do this to Wings, they should probably do it to Boogie, or should have done it to Boogie. I mean, it's not like we all don't remember the crypto scam.
This is what peak performance looks like, and it wasn't an accident. Do you have any idea how much discipline it took to create this body? Do you have any idea how many carbs you have to ingest to maintain this kind of...
I mean, at the end of the day, whether the Wing situation is fake or not, which I'm leaning towards it being, I'm actually not sure. I actually don't know. That's kind of sad that I don't actually know if they staged this. But if they did, it's bad that they would find a way to do this to get engagement. And I think it's bad that Wings has to be the punching bag because, what? It'd be too real if it was Boogie or something. But if it wasn't staged, then yeah, I don't think Wings deserves to come back to the show for this. Or if he does, then Boogie should have been put through the same treatment. And that's probably what I'm upset about, is that all Boogie really got was an opportunity to manipulate people into letting him play the victim, letting him use his emotions, his emotional well-being to obfuscate from the real truth. And then when he was finally caught, yeah, he kind of did a punishment. Yeah, he kind of had to go on his own journey to accept himself, like he said in that stupid tattoo video.
I'm somewhere in Arkansas, and they happen to do tattoos where I currently am.
Why are you so
All you
real?
need to know. Because I shaved today because I needed to. I'm also anxious as hell. I ain't too excited to be doing this, but here's my thought process, okay?
Oh God, here we go.
This is the end of it. I ain't doing nothing more. Damn. Okay, no more punishments, no more nothing. We're done today. We're done. I'm done. Either I'm back on the show or I'm not.
Okay, so what? Who cares? But I digress. I'm just upset that they're turning on Wings so quickly, but Boogie was allowed to come back on the show after doing basically nothing. Yes, he donated $4,000 to St. Jude's, which is important. Okay, I'm not going to say that's not bad. That's not good. But he still did scam his fans for $10,000. He still did manipulate people into believing he had cancer and faking it to get money, which, again, he didn't get a lot of, but still. And he's still allowed back on the show because he did some punishments, even though the face tattoo is like almost completely gone from his face, and he was allowed to dictate how he would get the tattoo and that this would be the thing that would get him back on the show. Like, I don't know, it just seems really gross to me, but that's really all I have to say on it. If Wings really did do this to Kelly, and this is not like some staged, Lolcow live whatever, then he should be kicked off the show. There shouldn't be like a place for this on the show. There shouldn't be like an acceptance of it. Like, bad behavior in any sort of, function shouldn't be tolerated. Just like Boogie should have been kicked off the show regardless of any punishments he did. These punishments should have been so he gets his pension or something, some check from the show, not so that he can come back and continue to earn money, continue to be watched, and continue to be funded by people who really didn't want him back. I think he got a 60% approval rating from that poll that Keemstar ran after that clip I showed you. People didn't. It wasn't like a sweeping yes, we need to have Boogie back. Yes, it was like might as well. But he shouldn't be on the show. If what Wings did was real and not fake, he shouldn't be allowed back on the show. Just like Boogie should have been kicked off all those months ago while faking cancer. That's my argument. That's how I feel about it. But this video wasn't really meant for me to debunk anything. It was just for me to give my thoughts on the current situation and why I think Lolcow Live is just complete shit. All right, guys, if you like the video, come back and subscribe, or, just drop a like if you really want to. And I'll see you in the next one, where we'll talk about something very interesting, I promise. All right, this has been Axeloof. See ya.
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Post-production Axeloof here. This video was made before Wings got let back on the show, but now that he's back, it seems kind of stupid to keep it up, but I'm going to do it anyway. Hope you liked it. See ya.